You woke up today with butterflies in your stomach. Maybe it's a presentation, an interview, or trying out for something you really want. That nervous feeling, it means you care. It means you're brave enough to try. And here's what I want you to know before you step into that moment. No matter what happens, you are not your outcome. You give that presentation and people ask confused questions. Your voice shakes. Maybe you forget what you were saying. In that moment, it feels huge. It feels like failure. But here's the truth. What just happened isn't a verdict on who you are. It's information about what you tried. Scientists expect their experiments to fail. In fact, failure is the whole point. It teaches them what doesn't work so they can try again smarter. You're doing the same thing when you stumble. You're gathering data. You're learning. That's not weakness, that's the science of growth. Think about a Lego builder who starts with a tall tower. It falls. Does the builder think, I am a failure? No, the builder thinks, that design doesn't work. Let me try a wider base. They're already planning the next attempt. They're already adjusting. That's exactly what you can do. Athletes call their mistakes reps. Every missed shot, every fumble, every fall, it's building muscle. It's building skill. It's building the version of you who shows up stronger next time. You're not failing when you practice. You're practicing when you fail. Your worth as a person is not determined by one presentation, not by one interview, not by one tryout. Your worth is built on your effort, your character, and your willingness to keep showing up. Those things don't change based on a single outcome. When you fail, you're not broken, you're not less than, you're not permanently wrong about yourself. You're simply someone who tried something and gathered information about how to try it differently next time. That's not a tragedy. That's exactly how humans grow. Every single person you admire, every successful person you can think of, has failed more times than they've succeeded. They're not special because they never failed. They're special because they kept going after they did. You have that same capacity inside you right now. You know what the difference is between people who grow and people who stay stuck? It's not talent, it's not luck. It's their relationship with failure. Growth-minded people see failure as information. They see it as not yet. You can choose that perspective right now. That job interview where you felt unprepared, you learned what to study for next time. That recipe you burned, you learned the right temperature and timing. That team tryout where you didn't make it, you learned what to work on. Data. Just data. Right now, I want you to release the idea that failure is permanent. Release the idea that one bad moment defines your entire story. You're not a finished product. You're a builder. And builders learn by building, failing, and building again. When shame shows up after you fail, talk back to it. Say, I didn't succeed at that specific attempt, but I'm not a failure, I'm a learner. And learners need information to grow. That's the truth. Hold on to it. You know what the most successful builders in history have in common? They have the most failed towers. Because they tried the most. They experimented. They weren't afraid of falling bricks. And that's exactly what separates the builders from the people who never even picked up a brick. Every no is clearing the path to a yes. Every mistake is removing an option that doesn't work so you can focus on what does. You're not moving away from success when you fail. You're moving toward it. You're eliminating wrong answers. The person you're becoming isn't built in moments of success. It's built in moments like this. When you fail and choose to keep going anyway. This is where your character is forged. This is where your resilience grows. You're not falling apart, you're building something stronger. You might be thinking, but this failure feels so personal. It feels like it says something about me. I hear that. The feeling is real, but feelings aren't facts. A feeling that you're not good enough doesn't make it true. Separate the emotion from the event. That's wisdom. Every great Lego creation starts as a pile of scattered bricks. Every skill you admire started as someone doing it badly. The story isn't they never failed. The story is they failed and kept building. You're writing that story right now. Here's what I want you to do today. Instead of running from that failure, get curious about it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Not what's wrong with me, but what's the data telling me? That shift in question changes everything. You are not your grades. You are not your rejections. You are not your mistakes. You are the person who keeps showing up. You are the one who learns. You are the builder who picks up the fallen bricks and tries again. That's who you really are. The people who grow the fastest aren't the ones who avoid failure. They're the ones who fail quickly, extract the lesson, and adjust. You can be that person. You already have everything you need. You just need permission to fail and keep going. You have it. Failure doesn't make you weak. It makes you brave. You're the one brave enough to try when success isn't guaranteed. You're the one willing to look silly, feel embarrassed, and do it anyway. That's not weakness. That's the strongest thing a person can do. When you're sitting with the disappointment of a failed attempt, remember this: you haven't lost anything except a chance to discover that one particular way didn't work. That's not a loss, that's progress. You're one step closer to finding what does work. The next time you fail at something, look at that moment and say, that's data. That's just information. It doesn't define me. Practice saying it, believe it, because it's absolutely true. Your worth is not on the line, only your learning is. You came here nervous about something. Maybe you're still nervous, but I want you to know that nervousness doesn't predict failure. It predicts that you care, and people who care are the people who grow. You're already on the path. You're already building. Failure is just data, not a diploma, not a permanent record, not a life sentence. It's information. You look at it, learn from it, and build forward. That's all. You don't have to carry it with you forever. You can look at it and let it go. The version of you that exists right now, brave enough to try, strong enough to handle failure, wise enough to learn from it, that's the version that wins. Not because you never fail, but because you fail and stay yourself anyway. So here's your permission slip. You are allowed to try and fail. You are allowed to be imperfect. You are allowed to stumble and still be worthy. You are allowed to be human, and humans grow through trying, learning, and trying again. That's how this works. Right now, make a choice. Choose to see your failure as feedback, not a final grade. Choose to see yourself as a builder in progress, not a finished product. Choose to pick up the bricks and build again. That choice, that single choice, changes everything. You are going to be okay. More than okay. You're going to be the person who tried, failed, learned, and came back stronger. That's the person who actually succeeds in life. Not because they never stumbled, but because they knew how to get back up. You know how to do that. You're doing it right now.